Last year, AT&T's S6 Active model was a great, crazy durable phone, but there were a lot of compromises to make it so tough. But this year, with the S7 Active, there's really no compromises. So if there are no compromises, is there any reason to pick up the normal Galaxy S7 over the Galaxy S7 Active? Well, let's take a look. Hey everybody, it's Crystal, and this is a Samsung Galaxy S7 Active. And it's essentially the normal Galaxy S7 in a tougher and durable build. So of course that means you'll still be getting the IP68 certified water resistance with the S7 Active. So on rainy days, your phone will be just fine. If you accidentally dunk it into a pool or drop it in a fish tank, or even if you accidentally spray it with a water gun, it'll be fine. IP68 water resistance means that these devices have been tested to be submerged in 5 feet of water for 30 minutes, and they will still be good. Now, does that mean you can have the phone submerged for even longer? Well, yeah, probably. But now on top of this water resistance, we have military grade 810G shock resistance along with a shatter resistant screen. The normal S7's body is almost entirely made up of glass, making it one of the most fragile phones out there. But with the S7 Active, you can really be rough with it. Throw it on a desk, skid it across the table, or even drop it onto the ground. You don't have to worry too much about that sudden impact, shaking around, and damaging components housed within the phone. I threw the phone onto concrete from about 5 feet high over and over again without any damage to the screen. It's perfect for those with a more sporty lifestyle, and it's all thanks to this rubberized backing and frame that extends to the front and protrudes ever so slightly above the display. Now, this may be the only area that I would consider to be a compromise. Obviously, this camo backing doesn't look as nice as the reflective Gorilla Glass on the normal S7, but the S7 Active does come in other colors that are miles better, like sandy gold and titanium gray. Yes, it does look like the S7 Active has a permanent case around it, but it's much more nicely designed than last year's S6 Active. It had some questionable design choices like screws drilled into the frame, but this year with the S7 Active, we have a much cleaner and more simple design. For me, I would definitely welcome a step down in the S7's design if it means gaining shock resistance and shatter resistance. And no, the phone's display is not shatterproof, because it's still Gorilla Glass 4, but you should be a lot less worried about dropping the phone in the harshest conditions, as long as it's a drop from below 5 feet. And if you think this phone is going to be able to take these falls without any cosmetic damage, you'd be very wrong. This rubberized material can take quite a beating, but it can get ugly fast with lots of scuffs and scratches. But still, I'm sure we'd all take this over a broken phone. So what else differs from the normal S7 to the S7 Active? Well, not that much. We still have the same beautiful 5.1-inch Quad HD Super AMOLED display, the best display on a smartphone right now. AMOLED displays get really nice blacks and punched up colors, and with the high resolution, text is super sharp, especially at this low screen size, creating a pixel density of 577 ppi. That's crazy. Same processing power thanks to the Snapdragon 820 and 4 gigs of RAM combo. So yeah, that's a standard 2016 flagship spec sheet, so everything is super fast. The phone comes with 32 gigs of storage, but if you need more, you can easily slip in a micro SD card up to 200 gigs. And since the S7 Active is a little more bulky with its protective shielding at 9.9mm thick versus 7.9, AT&T and Samsung were able to cram a humongous 4,000 mAh battery in there. That's an over 30% larger difference. It's even larger than the Galaxy S7 Edge, which already had crazy battery life. For me, I'd say I'm a moderate to heavy smartphone user, and I usually need about 3 to 4 hours of screen on time to get me through a full day. And with the S7 Active, I'm able to go 2 full days without charging. That's something I can't say about any other phone I've used. Every night as I went to sleep, the S7 Active had about 50% battery left, which is really amazing for me. If I had to stretch this moderate use all day long, I could average about 6 to 6.5 hours of screen on time. That's pretty ridiculous, especially given the super high resolution display. The navigation buttons are actual physical texturized buttons with the S7 Active, just like its predecessor, and it feels a little weird at first pressing a physical back and recent apps button, but it makes them easier to press when doing things where your hands are either dirty or wearing gloves. For some reason, last year's Galaxy S6 Active's home button did not double as a fingerprint scanner, but this year with the S7 Active, it's there and fast as ever, just like on the normal S7. There are some extra little changes worth noting, like the headphone jack has been moved from the bottom to the top, and the weak speaker that we found on the S7 seems to be even weaker with the Active, with it sitting a little further in the rubberized casing. It's a tad quieter and less clear, but at least it's not on the back like the S6 Active was. Still, you fill this up with water, and you'll have to make sure that you blow on it or wait till it dries if you want to be able to hear anything with it. On the left side of the phone, where our volume buttons are, you'll find a new button that lives above. This button was also found on last year's Active model, but with the S7 Active, it's a little more useful. It allows to be programmed for not 2, but 3 shortcuts this year. And by default, it'll take you to Activity Zone, which is a nice little information center with weather, S-Health stats, stopwatch, compass, etc. But you can choose this button to launch any app you'd like with just a simple tap. A long press can open a different app, and this year, double tap will be able to launch another. It's a great feature to have, and I feel as though all phones should have this. It's great to program the button for things like Snapchat for snapping quick videos. I actually really love it. Finally, we have the proclaimed Galaxy S7 camera here that's been unaltered with the S7 Active, a 12 megapixel shooter with dual pixel technology, which helps us the light in for great low light shots. A low aperture of f1.7 also helps with low light shots and produces great depth of field. Optical image stabilization is here to help prevent shaky or blurry images, and photos are just going to look very good. You get some nice contrast with really vibrant colors. It's one of my favorite cameras to use and one of the best smartphone cameras on the market right now. You can check out some comparisons I did to see where the S7 and S7 Active rank up against other popular smartphones like the iPhone 6s Plus, LG G5, Nexus 6P, and HTC 10 in the description below. So the S7 Active is an AT&T exclusive, and when it comes to pricing, it's pretty similar to the standard S7, but just $3 more per month with AT&T's Next program. So you're looking at $26.50 per month. So if you're on AT&T and you're thinking about getting the Galaxy S7, should you go with the S7 Active instead? Well, the only notable downgrade is its design. It's not as eye-catching as the standard S7's reflective glass, but thanks to that bulkier and tougher design, you no longer have to baby your phone. If you drop it, who cares? Having that peace of mind really feels great. You also have a much larger battery that will probably never die in a day no matter what you throw at it. You have a nice active button that will quickly launch 3 of your favorite apps in a pinch. And of course, you have the best smartphone display on the market, one of the best smartphone cameras on the market, and one of the fastest phones on the market. So the only thing users will have to get over is the aesthetics. And yeah, this camel color isn't my cup of tea, but the black and gold models look really nice. And as much as I love a nice design, I would much rather have a Galaxy S7 that didn't look like this. So what do you guys think? Do you guys see yourself picking up an S7 Active? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more videos like this. You can follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter, and I'll see you later.